Hey guys, it's Jake, and today we are going to be starting our Learning Ruby Programming course. And you might be wondering, why am I starting you on this page? And the reason I'm starting you on this page is that I want you to get a grasp for just how valuable programmers are. And so this is a study done by VentureBeat.com. I'll put a link in the description so that you can go to that. But the reason I'm starting here first is because the reality is that programmers are in huge high demand, and companies are scrambling to find programmers. And the reason I'm choosing Ruby to start with first is that Ruby is a very it's a very Midwestern feel, and it's also a very tight-knit community. So if you're new to programming, I recommend starting on Ruby because Ruby has just a ton of online resources. And so I choose Ruby over all the other programs if you're going to start learning anything. It's not the easiest programming to learn, but it is definitely one of the most valuable. And if you don't have any college education, Ruby and PHP are probably the best two languages to start learning. Because the truth is, programmers are in such high demand that you don't even need a college degree. A lot of people in this industry, their motto is, if you can do it, do it. We want talent and we want skill. They don't care about paperwork. I mean, they do to an extent, but the biggest thing that they care about is your portfolio, your skill, your talent, and honestly, your personality is important, because you're going to be working with a lot of other programmers, and you're going to need to be able to communicate well. So just kind of giving you a heads up, you can see here that the average rate for a Ruby programmer is $121,000 a year. And I guess I've looked at some other studies, and it shows that if you are a junior Ruby programmer between 0 and 3 years experience, you are looking to average $80,000 a year, and that is not with a college with a computer science degree. So that is why I am training you on Ruby programming. And so let's go on to the next step. The very first step is go to rubyinstaller.org/downloads. And we're going to be downloading the Ruby framework. So go ahead and download 1.9.3 right here. Okay, once that's downloaded, go ahead and click on it and hit the run file. Select your language. Accept the license. And you want to check all three of these boxes: install TCL, TK support, add Ruby executables to your path, and associate.rb and rbw files with this Ruby installation. And then go ahead and click install. Alright, once you have Ruby installed, you're going to be downloading one more thing. You're going to download the editor. So you're going to go to www.activestate.com/komodo-edit/downloads. I'm going to have a link in the description, so you can just go ahead and click on that link, and that'll take you there. And then you're going to download whichever version you need, so Windows, Mac, or Linux. We will see you back here when you get that done. Okay, now that you have your editor downloaded, you're going to go to your Start menu, and you're going to launch Komodo Edit 8, or whichever version is the current version. So the first thing we're going to be learning today is print and puts. We're also going to be learning about the terms variable and Boolean, integer, float, string. String. Put that R there. So go up to File in your Komodo editor and click on New, or select New, and go to ruby.rb. So from here we're going to put print, and we're going to type, this is my first Ruby lesson, period. Then we're going to go up to File, Save As, First Lesson. And you can save that anywhere on your computer, on your desktop, or create a new Ruby Day folder. And hit Save. Yes, you need to put the .rb extension. And then you're going to go to your Start menu and launch Start Command Prompt with Ruby. If it's not in your Start menu, just search with the magnifying glass. Okay, so we have the command prompt up. We're going to open that file that we just saved with the Komodo editor. And we're going to, let's see, first lesson. We're just going to drag that right into the Ruby command line. And then we're going to hit enter. And it's going to print out, this is my first with a U. This is also my first English lesson. So change that U to an I. This is my first Ruby lesson. Go ahead and hit save. You don't have to do the save as. And minimize that. And pull that in. And relaunch it. Hit enter. This is my first Ruby lesson. Okay, so what's the difference between print and puts? Well, we're going to find out. So we come down into our editor. We're going to type puts. This is my second line. We're going to hit enter again. Type print. This is my rifle. Is it gun? This is my gun. My gun. Then type puts. My gun is my only friend. Do puts again. I need more friends. Okay. Go ahead and hit File, Save. Pull that file right in. Hit enter. This is my first Ruby lesson. Now, it says, pull this up. Right here, print, it says, this is my first Ruby lesson. This is my first Ruby lesson. Notice that it doesn't go to a new line. It says, this is my second line. The reason it doesn't go to a new line is because we use the command print instead of puts. On the second line, we used puts, which is why it, after that sentence, it went to the next line. So if you see here, it says, this is my gun is my only friend. And that is because print, this is my gun, there's no puts, and then the next command goes on, which is puts, my gun is my only friend, and then puts is I need more, I need my friends. I need my friends? I need more friends. I need more friends. Now if I were to do another line, and if I were to do puts, let's just do prints. Print. Let's stop talking about this! Exclamation point! Then we hit File, Save. We pull that file back in. Drag it. Oh, wrong file. First lesson, pull it in. Hit enter. Hit enter. This is my first Ruby lesson. This is my second line. This is my gun. My gun is my only friend. I need more friends. Now, after the line, I need more friends, because we used puts, the very next command, which was print, printed on the next line. Capiche? Makes sense. Okay, so let's create a variable. So a variable, back to the editor, minimize that for now. Let's do file, new, ruby.rb. We're going to set a variable called my_cat. And my cat is cute. And then we're going to have my cat printed out. Now, if you know what a variable is from algebra, a variable is just an X or Y. It's a placement holder. And so we're going to type print my_cat. Now we're going to hit file, save as. We're going to save it as puss_in_boots. Hit save. The file name Puss in Boots does not have an extension. Would you like Komodo to add the extension RB? Just hit yes, or next time you put it in, just make sure to put the .rb after the name. So let's go to the Ruby command line and pull in Puss in Boots. Hit enter. Notice that it printed cute. It didn't print my cat. So, what's happening here is we're telling the program to print my cat. Well, what is my cat? My cat is cute. Therefore, Ruby printed cute. Okay, so we're going to end the day here, and then we're going to move on to the next topic in the next lesson. I'll have a link to that within the video. And I hope you feel satisfied. I hope you feel excited, and I hope that you will go on and just dominate and make hundreds of thousands of dollars and become the next Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, or Mark Zuckerberg, or whoever you look up to that doesn't backstab their partners. Okay, see you tomorrow.